Let me talk to you. You think you're ordinary. You think you're just here to get by, to just exist. No, you were created with purpose on purpose, for a purpose. See, I need you to understand this deep down in your bones. God doesn't make mistakes. He didn't make one with you. He didn't throw you together with leftovers. You weren't some afterthought. You weren't created just to drift through life. Nah, you were born with destiny in your DNA. There is something in you that the world needs, something no one else can do like you, for you, or instead of you. And some of you are sitting on that gift, burying it in comfort, in fear, in doubt. Listen, I used to ask God, why me, why this pain, why this path? I was angry. I was confused, but later I realized the pain wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Come on, you think those nights I spent sleeping in an abandoned building were random? You think those tears I cried, those days I starved, were just life being unfair? No, that was purpose shaping me. That was God saying, I've got a mission for you, but I need you to get ready. I need you to be strong enough to carry the weight of your assignment. But you're waking up every day like your breath is your own. Like your time is unlimited. Like your heartbeat is automatic. You better recognize your life is a gift. Every single morning you open your eyes is God saying, I still got something for you to do. But here's the tragedy. Most people never open the gift. Most people never unlock the greatness inside them because they're scared. Scared of failing, scared of succeeding, scared of being different. But you can't be average when God made you exceptional. You weren't created to fit in. You weren't created to coast. You weren't created to be like them. You were created to be like Him, to reflect the image of greatness. That means when you walk in the room, purpose walks in the room. Destiny walks in the room, legacy walks in the room. But if you keep living beneath your design, you're not just wasting your time. You're wasting heaven's investment. Do you hear me? Heaven put something in you. God gave you a calling, and every time you ignore it, you're telling the Creator, nah, I know better. Every time you doubt it, every time you settle for less, you're saying, God, your plan ain't enough. And I came to tell you today, that's got to stop. You were created with purpose, so stop wandering like you're lost. Stop waiting like you ain't ready, and stop pretending like what's in you ain't valuable. Because the truth is, the world is waiting. Not for someone else, for you. Let's get something straight. God's plan ain't the problem. Your obedience is. You out here talking about God's timing. But it ain't God's timing that's off. It's your timing that keeps tripping up His process. You keep thinking you got time. You keep thinking I'll do it tomorrow. I'll pray next week. I'll start after this season is over. No, you don't get to control the clock and the calling. See, every time you delay what God told you to do, every time you hesitate, you're taking a detour away from your destiny. It's like God laid out the blueprint, and you keep editing it like you the architect. You're not the author of your story. He is. So stop rewriting the script with fear and excuses. God told you to move, and you still sitting still. God told you to forgive, and you still holding that grudge like it's a trophy. God told you to step out in faith, and you out here collecting confirmations. I just need another sign. No, you don't. The sign was the instruction. Listen to me. Disobedience don't always look loud. Sometimes it looks quiet and reasonable. Sometimes it sounds like I'm just being cautious, or I'm waiting on peace, or I need to make sure everything's lined up. But the truth is you're scared. You're afraid of the unknown. And fear is lying to you, telling you it's safer to wait. Let me break it down. Delayed obedience is still disobedience. You can't halfway follow God and expect full blessings. You can't keep playing peek, aboo with your calling and think purpose is gonna just fall into your lap. When God says go, that ain't a suggestion. It's a command. He didn't ask Moses if it was convenient. He didn't wait until Gideon was confident. He didn't hold Jonah's hand and whisper sweet nothings. He gave them a job to do. And when they hesitated, it cost them time, it cost them peace, it cost them opportunities, and you're doing the same thing. You're creating your own storms by refusing to sail when God tells you to move. You're stuck in cycles because you'd rather be comfortable than obedient. But let me tell you, Comfort is the enemy of calling. You can't grow where you're not willing to go. Every day you wake up and don't do what God told you to do, you're rerouting your blessing. It's like typing in the right destination, but ignoring the GPS every time it says, turn now. And then you mad at God when you're lost. You mad when it takes longer. But it ain't on him. It's on you. And some of y'all, truth be told, you know what he told you to do. You don't need a prophet. You don't need a new word. You don't need another prayer partner. You need to get up and do what he already said. You already know what to fix. You already know what to walk away from. You already know what he called you to build. Stop pretending like you don't hear him just because obedience is hard. Obedience is rarely easy, but it's always necessary. And let me tell you something else. It's not just about you. Your delay is holding up somebody else's breakthrough, somebody else's healing, somebody else's inspiration. God wants to use you as the answer to a prayer, and you out here negotiating. You better stop playing with this. Every day you hesitate, you're gambling with glory, and purpose ain't a game. So if you want to see the promise, you got to start with obedience, not when it's comfortable, not when it makes sense, not when people support you, but when God says move, you move, because if you keep waiting, you'll miss it. Let me hit you with this truth. It's not too late. I don't care how far off you've wandered. I don't care how many wrong turns you've made. I don't care how bad the fall was. You can still get back on track. But you gotta do it now, not next week, not next year, not when you feel ready, now. Some of y'all been off track so long you think the wrong road is the right one. You've been out of position so long you think confusion is normal. But God didn't make you to be lost. He didn't make you to stay broken. He didn't bring you this far to leave you in the mud. You're out here waiting for a perfect moment. But this is the moment. The comeback doesn't start when things line up. The comeback starts when you decide to rise up. You don't need a clean slate. You need a clean decision. A decision that says, I don't care how far I've fallen. I'm not staying down. I don't care what I messed up. I'm not quitting. I don't care what I lost. I still have breath. And if I've got breath, I've got purpose. You got to stop letting shame speak louder than God's voice. Stop letting guilt be your GPS. Yes, you failed. Yes, you sinned. Yes, you ran from the calling. But guess what? God knew you would, and he called you anyway. You think he only uses perfect people? Look at the Bible. Moses was a murderer. David was an adulterer. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. But God didn't cancel them. He recommissioned them, and he's ready to do the same with you. But you can't come halfway. You can't come with one foot in purpose and the other in procrastination. If you want to get back on track, you gotta burn the excuses, burn the distractions, burn the safety nets. There's no plan B when you're walking in God's plan A. I need you to make up your mind today. No more waiting on motivation. No more hiding behind fear. No more saying, I'll do it when things settle down, because truth is life don't settle. You got to get up and take your place in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the storm, and say, I'm back. Look, I don't care what people say. I don't care who walked out on you. I don't care how bad it looks. God is in the business of redemption. He specializes in comebacks, but you got to stop stalling and start stepping. Right now, not later, not eventually. Because every second you wait is a second you could be walking in purpose. Every day you hesitate is a day you push back the brake through, not just for you, but for everyone connected to your obedience. Don't let 10 years pass and look back saying, I wish I had started sooner. Don't let the devil lie to you one more time. Don't let your past disqualify you from a future God already approved. It's time to realign. It's time to refocus. It's time to restart, and the only thing standing between you and the plan God has for your life is your decision. So get back on track right now, right here. Let's go. Let me land this plane. You've heard the truth. Now what are you going to do with it? You were created with purpose. God doesn't do random. There's a calling on your life that hell's been trying to distract you from since the day you were born. And some of you have been cooperating with the enemy, living like you forgot who put breath in your lungs and fire in your spirit. You've been delaying, doubting, and disobeying, thinking you still got time, but every time you wait, you risk missing a moment that was made to change your life. This ain't about motivation, it's about alignment. You've got to stop living like you're the author of your own life and start walking like someone who's been sent. Because you have been sent, sent to build, sent to lead, sent to shine in dark places. So here's the challenge: no more wasting time, no more excuses, no more missing the mark. It's time to pick up the broken pieces and say, God, I'm ready now. It's time to stop messing up God's plan and start living it like your life depends on it, because it does. Your calling is too big, your purpose is too heavy, your destiny is too real. So from this moment on, this moment, you shift, you commit. You stop wandering and start walking. You stop sabotaging and start surrendering. You stop talking about it and you be about it. You ready? Then say it out loud with your chest. I will no longer mess up God's plan. I will walk in my assignment. I will become everything He created me to be. Let's go. This is your moment. This is your mission. Now move.